I'm going to talk to them about local elections because I'm actually here to make sure that people don't vote for Simcha Felder based on his record. Now, I know everybody thinks that he's a Yiddish guy, he's from the neighborhood, but they don't look at his record. They look at his record.
What? Do you wonder whom I'm going to vote?
Who are you going to vote for?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not voting anyway.
You're not voting? Why aren't you voting? You like the current guy in charge?
I don't care because my election, I'm only one person and it's not going to be voiced so much, right?
Because it's New York.
Right, that's first of all. And second of all, even though you say for over here in the local community, but whatever, the public school where I have to vote is out of my area and I don't have no time and no...
Do you understand that if Obama wins, this could be the end of the republic as we know it? This is a very important election. You have to vote. Forget about Simcha Felder, David Storobin-Boro, nationally.
Let's say if I voted here in New York.
Yeah.
Obama's going to win in New York anyway.
Doesn't matter. You beat him up. You beat him up at the polls. You show him that how much you won New York by. Let's say
how many people are you going to speak today?
As many as I can.
Right. So even though you speak, let's say, to 1,000 people, you overcome them. People who aren't interested in voting, go vote because you spoke to them. You think that you're going to make Obama.
I absolutely do. I think you can win one vote at a time. I think you can win one neighborhood at a time.
Then your views are. Then you're not. I think
I'm real tachlis.
Right. You're not speaking reality, so maybe your views about Simcha Felder is also...
What I don't understand is that a community that never votes Democrat, that has religious principles, so I don't understand how a community who holds the same religious values as the Republican Party continues to vote Democrat. And I keep hearing, well, it's pointless, this is a Democrat machine. You are the machine. You could start a whole new thing here. If these voters throughout... If I speak to 1,000 people and they speak to 1,000 people, and they speak to 1,000 people, that changes minds.
I'm no politician, I'm not going to speak to anybody, and even though...
So you don't think in reality it actually works?
If I do want to speak, if I'm a person that speaks, you won't overcome me through this little spiel, whatever, and I'm going to start speaking to people.
For me,
if I speak, I speak before that.
Okay, let's say you go home at night, you said, I spoke to some guy in the street.
Right.
And then maybe your wife, she goes to work, she goes, well, my husband spoke to some crazy guy in the street with a microphone, he's not getting any money, he's sitting there by himself, I don't know what he's doing, what's he talking about?
Not getting any money?
Not getting any money currently.
So what's your whole point about it?
I do not want to see a Democrat victory in Brooklyn. Because the community doesn't hold the same values as the Democrat Party. And for me to remain in a free country where I can be who I want, where I can do whatever I want, I need to have representatives who represent me and who understand freedom. They understand religious freedom, economic freedom, and personal freedom. And when you're with a party that doesn't understand any one of those three things, when it comes to higher taxes, they don't understand economic freedom. When a man works for a living, he puts in his time. So the more the government taxes you, they're taking your time and they're taking your life, and that's how I see it. So the less taxes you are, the more you can be your own person. This is important as a matter of freedom and liberty. Just like when the Founding Fathers went to war against Britain, I think this is very important to keep America free. Because I can't be who I am in Kazakhstan or wherever it is. I can only be me in the United States, and I want to keep this country as free as possible for me and for my future family if I have one. I know it sounds like a line. It sounds like something I read off a cookie box. Money just
I'm against it, by the way. I'm the Democrat or the Republican.
Okay, I understand. Most people are. This is what I don't understand. Because every couple of years the Democrats come in and they say, you know what? Brooklyn is a Democrat machine. We have to work within the machine to get along.
Nobody is really Democrat.
I understand this, but right, and they say there's a Democrat machine. You have to work within the machine, so that's why we're Democrats. There is no Democrat machine. You, the voters, are the machine. So if you look at the Republican victories, you have Michael Grimm, you have Marty Golden, you have David Storobin from the last time. There's a slow movement of Republicans winning in these local elections, and it's time to enough of this nonsense when you don't agree with the Democrat Party, but you're somehow convinced that you have to vote Democrat.
It's the same thing of last night's debate. Same thing about that.
Last night's debate was, whatever. What do you mean about last night's debate?
Let me see. If I go voting, it will be because of you. All right?
I appreciate. Well, local elections is whatever, but nationally you have to vote against Obama because you have to bloody him up in the polls. He thinks he owns New York. People only care about. It doesn't matter. You have to make him sure that he wins it by a smaller margin, so that he understands this is not his city. There are certain parts of this city that don't belong to Obama. They don't. And if Brooklyn comes out for Obama, it would be an embarrassment. If this neighborhood goes for Obama, and I come back, financial house is in collapse, the Middle East is on fire, what is going on? I immediately decided during the David Storobin campaign when I read the paper and it goes, another Republican was called a Nazi. I get called a Nazi and a homophobe and a racist. Anytime you talk about politics, any Republican, this is what you call them. I'm so sick of this. So I got involved locally. Because his record doesn't speak that way. When he was first of all in 2008 he backed Barack Obama. Now he supports Mitt Romney. When he was in office, he backed every single tax hike he could find: property tax, sale tax, cigarette tax, hotel tax, congestion tax. And now he invented a whole new party called Tax Cuts Now. So have you ever heard of a Democrat who calls for lowering taxes? No, but it comes election time, they're like, oh my goodness, I've been raising taxes on the people I need votes for. What am I going to do? I'm going to invent a whole new party, and I'm going to call it Tax Cuts Now, and it's going to be, I only want to tax the rich, but I don't want to tax anybody, I don't want to tax you. Under Bill Clinton, it was the millionaire's tax. Under Obama, it's 250,000. Next year, it'll be 90, and the year after that, it'll be 25. You know what a Simcha Felder guy told me? That'll be great, because then I'll be considered a millionaire once I start being taxed at 25. Who am I talking to? Who are these people? These guys are going to win an election in Borough Park? It's sad that people don't know Simcha Felder's record. Do you know who Kristen Quinn is?
I thought before we start that I'm no politician.
Okay, so let me tell you, Kristen Quinn is a woman who backs same-gender marriage, and during her vote, Simcha Felder, he goes, I'm a Democrat, so I have to support her, but I can't support her, so he hid in the bathroom during the vote. Barack Obama, when he was in the Illinois Senate, voted present, meaning not yes, not no, I'm here. He can't even vote, I'm here. He has to run to the bathroom to hide. David Storobin, when he's in his office, he didn't move left. I don't want to mention any names of any other popular politicians. They run as conservatives, and once they get in, they start, going left. David Storobin got into office as a conservative, voted as a conservative for school vouchers and lowering taxes. He hasn't shifted from his position. Plus, I know him, so I know I talk to him all the time. This is not who he is. It doesn't matter if Obama wins. If Obama wins, you have to worry about whether he's going to raise taxes, or whether he's going to shift left. Who's going to pressure?
Obama wins, we're in big trouble.
We're in big trouble as a country, but as far as locally, do you think he's going to not raise taxes? Who's going to pressure him? Who's going to pressure him? No one. You don't have to worry about that with David Storobin. David Storobin will vote his principles in his heart. You'll never see him run in the bathroom. You know who Joseph Hine is? No. Joseph Hine ran like 17, 18, 19 times. He's a from guy from Brooklyn. I can never see a Joseph Hine hiding in the bathroom. You know who Nachman Mostowski is? No. He's the son of the judge, Mostowski. I can never see him hiding in the bathroom during a vote. It just doesn't happen. So a guy who hides in the bathroom, it's not a matter of who's a Yid and who's not. Who votes like a Yid? Who votes with the traditional values? And these are important to me because freedom is important to me.
No, Republicans are much stronger.
One vote at a time, my friend. One vote at a time. Thank you.
Republicans are much stronger.
I hope so, but locally they appear to be dying.
Iowa, they will in Pennsylvania, even I say.
I hope they crush him in Florida. Yeah. I hope that he's destroyed. I hope Alan West treats him like a little 12-year-old in the schoolyard. It's unfortunate that Alan West isn't running. In Florida?
Yes. Why doesn't one of them?
It's a problem when it comes. This is what Democrats don't understand. This is not like the rest of the country. This is not where 70% of the Jewish population outside this community vote Democrat down the line. This is a Republican stronghold. Yes, they're